Hello boys and girls, and welcome to lesson 3-3, pattern block angles. Pattern block angles. Whenever we're talking about angles, we are talking about how, as we talked in class, how much of a slant you might have on a set of lines, okay? And when we look at pattern blocks, we are going to look at pattern blocks such as triangle, hexagons, octagons, parallelograms, and so on page 66 of our math journal. So let's look at the patterns that we have there. We have 4 patterns, and let's see how they actually are really essentially one pattern put together, one block, okay? So here we have the pattern blocks that we're working with on page 66. Now, pay attention here, boys and girls. We have number 1, we're working with angle A. Number 2, angle B. Number 3, angle C and D. And number 4, angles E and F. Okay. But I also want you to pay attention to a couple of things on how we're going to communicate. For example, when we talk about an angle, we always just use this symbol, angle. Okay? And if we're going to talk about angle A, we say angle A. It kind of looks like an LA, but it's really angle. I didn't do that very nicely, but it looks like that. Okay? Angle A. And if we're going to talk about the measurement of an angle, we say measurement of angle, and then you put the letter of the angle, angle A. So there's measurement of angle A. So whenever you see this, it just means measure of angle A. Got it? So now that we know that, let's work with angle A. Okay, take a look here. Angle A is really a triangle, right? But for a triangle, it has to be built on a line. And we know that this is a straight angle. It's as straight as I can get it. Sorry, it's not very straight. It's a little bit of an angle. But a straight angle is from 0 to 180. 0 degrees to 180 degrees. And we understand, degrees. We understand that we have to go all the way across like this, like a compass or a rainbow, to get to 180. And we know that halfway is 90. Straight up is 90 degrees. Okay? You can actually see that I've built a triangle there, slightly. Okay? If I go up like that, and I go up from the other side, then I have a triangle, similar to what we have in question 1. If I wanted to measure how much each degree I have here, I could probably just simply divide 180 divided by 3, and that could give me each one of these angles. But that would work, boys and girls, only with isosceles triangles. An isosceles triangle has 2 angles, at least 2 angles that are exactly the same. Now let's pretend that all 3 of these angles are exactly the same. And actually, if you were to flip this around in any way, it looks like the same angle. In that angle, it looks like the same triangle. If I flip it like this again, it looks like the same triangle. And again, one more time, and it looks like the same triangle. Okay, so you could say that all 3 angles are equal. So 180 divided by 3 different angles, right? 1, 2, 3, should make angle A, measurement of angle A, equals 60 degrees. Because 180 divided into 3 parts would be 60. Or 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180. And that's how we solve that. Now let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 has 6 parts. Okay, 6 areas right here, and it would be considered a hexagon. Okay, a hexagon with 6 sides. But if you really look at it carefully, you might notice that we're actually working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. Take a look. Here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Now that's not the nicest triangles, as you can see with my mistakes, but you know that a complete circle, a complete circle is 360. And we just learned that each side of an isosceles triangle of the previous one that we had, what each corner was 60 degrees because it goes all the way around to 180. Correct? 180, here's another 180, here's a 180 for these straight angles. Okay? So if this is 180, this would be 60, 60, and 60. That means I have 60 here. 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here, 60 here. Well, will that work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 60 times 6. 60 degrees times 6 equal 360 degrees. So yes, that works. Each one of these angles inside will be 60. If that's true, then that means these must be 60 as well. In there, and in there, and in there, and in there, so that all three could be 180, 180, 180, 180, and 180. So if this is also 60, and this side is also 60, we need to add 60 plus 60. This side is 60, and this side is 60. So 60 degrees plus 60 degrees equals 120 degrees. Therefore, measurement of angle B equals 120 degrees. So if that's the case, let's take a look now at all our pattern blocks and see. We understand that here we have one full triangle, and we just notice that these are 6 triangles, and inside divided by 6. Okay? Well, how many triangles do we have in this parallelogram? I can see that we have 2 equal triangles. One facing upward and the other one upside down. And then how many do we have here? It looks like we have 3 triangles. Okay? This is enough for you to figure out what angle this is, and then what angle this would be. Remember, this would be 60 plus 60. Same here on this for number 3. We have 60 on this side, but 60 here plus 60 here. Just as you figured out B. Okay, go ahead and solve for all 4 of these, boys and girls, and remember that you have measurement angle C, measure of angle E, measure of angle F, measure of angle C, measure of angle D. Answer all of those and then explain how you found it. Please use, let me give you the explanation for number 2 as your key answer. So we figured that angle B would be 60 plus 60, right? So it's actually 120. So here you have it. Measure of angle B equals 120 degrees. Okay? Don't forget that little degree symbol on the top, of little O. Okay, explain how we found this. 2 triangles fit together and exactly cover angle B. Let's see what we mean by that. Well, let's see. We can draw a triangle that goes like this and another one that goes there. And we understand that each angle of the triangle measures 60 degrees. Each one of these, that's 60, that's 60, that's 60, 60, 60, and 60. So if I have 60 here and 60 here, okay? So each angle of the triangle measures 60 degrees. So angle B is 60 plus 60. 60 plus 60, right there. So angle B is 60 plus 60 degrees, or 120 degrees. As you can see right there. This 60 plus this 60. Okay? Well, boys and girls, this is your key answer. Make sure to put your stars around it, as I've done so right here and right here. And copy this exactly as you see it, and use this as a model for your other explanations. 1, 3, and 4. Okay, we'll check the rest in class.